y'all, I am going to do a quick tutorial. And we know I don't do anything quick. Y'all, the reason that I am waiting on the announcement for the Erin Condren giveaway is because I want to do the doggy bag song and my husband's been gigging. So he hasn't been here. And he has to, you know, play little music. And I figure, you know, it's for next year anyway. So, is it for next year? Or is it? Yeah, it's for next year. It wasn't, what do you call it, a 18-month one? It starts January. So, it's not like somebody is like waiting. But I know what it's like to want to know. Who won? Come on. Okay, so how y'all doing? I had two videos that I just canned. One, because I was in such a pill butt mood. I'm like, I'm not uploading that. Not that I have to be in a perfect mood all the time, because, you know, nobody's in a perfect mood all the time. But I was so hot. It's just so hot. Even with the air conditioning going, like, I can't cut it off while I film, y'all. I cannot. So I'm sorry if you hear a little noise. I have cut off the fan. There's an air conditioner and a fan. Both running. That is how hot it is. Okay, so what was it that I did? Well, it was a product that I bought when I did, actually two products that when I went to ULTA, my favorite place, the ULTA Haul. I like to support other YouTubers. This gal doesn't need my support. She's got 7 million people following her. I just looked. I was like, she don't need me. But I still like to support them. I went to go buy the Carly Bible eye palette. I think it's just an eye palette. And she wasn't there. But Graveyard Girl's face palette was. And it was limited edition. They wouldn't even let the store people buy any because she was selling out. So I was like, okay, I want the Lorac 2. Because I saw the 3, which made me realize I want the 2. That's Beth Logic for you. And I also saw the Tartelette number 2, which I think it's called In Bloom. And in both those palettes, there was like 2 colors. I mean, a lot of palettes, you have some of the same colors, and you want that. You want a basic black. You want a highlighter and a mid-tone crease color for blending. But which tones and which colors are in there is what makes you buy a palette. Or if there's a specialty color that's added, that's just not something you have seen in any other palette that you have. And there is in Lorac 2. And I remember looking at it before thinking, that's a really cool color, but I don't know that I need that to get this whole palette. But the good thing about Lorac is, or Lorac, I don't know which way you pronounce it, Lorac, is they're good palettes. I love my Lorac Pro to go. It's like kind of getting to be a go-to favorite. And it is a face palette. You know, it has the bronzer and the 2 blushes on the back side. And the front, it's got 2 sets of kind of basic that you would just use every day. And you could do evening and day looks with that palette. But this is another one of those. This is called Swamp Creek. Swamp Creek. Where did that come from? Swamp Queen. And it's from Graveyard Girl, and Tarte is the one that put it out for her. And y'all need to go over to her channel to hear the story on this palette, because this is someone who has 7 million subscribers, and no company had approached her, from what I understand, to do a palette. The way that this got done was her Swamp family members. So she got, you know how I call y'all Southern Subbies? I didn't know other YouTubers like give names to the people that are kind of in the fam, you know. Hers is called the Swamp family members. And so that, I guess, accounts for the wooden grain, which kind of goes with her, and the little alligator, which goes with her. And from what I understand from listening to her talk about the palette, a couple of her subscribers that were kind of like fan level, like I remember when I used to watch Ellen Blair Fowler, they would have like a couple of their fans that literally took their picture and put Ellen Blair our queen or something like that. And they were fans. I don't know if publicists do that, you know, to really encourage something, or if it's just fans who love them do that. And so they had contacted Tarte, and they had gotten a hashtag. I'm sorry, I'm back to talking about Graveyard Girl now. They had gotten a hashtag for her and something else they did. I don't remember what all they did, so that people could go there and push Tarte to come out with a palette for this gal. And I'm thinking, why would they not have if you have 7 million people following you? So, I don't know. I think she's really neat. I think most of what I saw on her website was, does this thing really work, was where she got her most hits from. But she gets some pretty decent hits. I think, like, I don't know, more than I had members, more than I could dream of having members, is how many views she has per video on makeup stuff or just chats. When she does her, how does this thing work, it's like in the hundreds of thousands of views. Of course, she's got 7 million following, so she should have high. But anyway. She's built a following over, I guess, about the past 5 years is what the box said. And she's really big on anti-bullying and dealing with anxiety and depression because I guess maybe because she had it and she wants to share about that. And she has her little motto in here. It says, believe in yourself, love yourself, and embrace your individuality. She's got kind of a crazy personality and maybe even a crazy look, I think, on purpose. And so when she's made up, she looks really glamorous and everything, but she typically isn't made up. And so she has this kind of natural, just typical, not typical, atypical kind of look and personality, which I love, and obviously a lot of people do. And I don't know. I don't know her story. If she's real anti-bullying, it may be because she was bullied for that. I don't know. But and so she's real big on accepting people for who they are, no matter what they are, no matter what they believe in, no matter what political or religious or whatever affiliation. So she just really big on accepting people. And so it's just interesting to me that somebody hasn't come out with a palette on her by now. But anyway, this is the palette without further ado. By the way, she said not everybody has a set of brushes, so she included a brush. And she's right about that. Not every makeup palette includes a brush, like the rock ones don't. And I can't remember if the regular Tarte ones do or don't, but it's also in the same theme. It's got this wooden, you know, kind of bamboo look, kind of looks like Eco Tools. And it's a good shader, not a short shader, but kind of almost a short shader. And it would be good for applying any of this. I, of course, would say when you got this many colors, you need to get a few brushes, invest a little. Now, one thing I will say about this palette, it's in gold. You know how Tarte does things in gold, and it makes it look very, very classy. But the color, because of its metallic gold, it's going to flash a little. So I'm going to put it in an angle like that so you can see. If you'll look horizontally, it starts with a highlight on this end. Look at these as 3 horizontal rows. With the highlighter in the first position, the kind of blending color in the second, and the outer crease or you know, lash line color in the third. And she really has some order to this. She's really about order and stuff. So I thought that was interesting that she did kind of... like colors that went together. So this is kind of like a plum look. The middle one is what I will probably get the most action out of, and that is kind of a warm brown look, but the sparkliness of the outer V color makes it really special. And boy, is it sparkly. And then up here is the very popular, I think Kathleen Lights would love this, Gloria Stefan would love this. What am I thinking of? Not Gloria Stefan. She looks like her though. J-Lo, hello, Jennifer Lopez, because, you know, the rust colors in there, and that's just really pretty on an olive tone skin or darker skin, but it's also pretty on pale skin. So anyway, and then you have a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer, and the bronzer could double as a crease color. The highlighter could be highlighter for obviously under the eyes and also on the face. So let's get started. I know this will be more than one video because I took so long to intro it. Now, I'm going to use, this did not come with this is Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. You don't have to have a primer. Here's what primers do. Primers, I'm just going to put a little teeny bit because I remember about this primer that's real thick. It is. See how thick that is? Primers just make your eyelid a little tacky. And you can use just a cream-based shadow to be a primer. All it does is it makes it have a smooth surface to work with. Usually they have silicones in them usually. I don't know if this one does or not. So I usually start on the lid because that's where you want the big color payoff if you're going to do a color, and I'm going to put that gold on. And then you go into the crease, and then you go up to the brow. And so that's what I'm doing. I also go on the inner corner because I am, just don't get it in your eyes, but on the inner corner skin right by the nose. As I'm going to do a highlighter there. And then I also go under the lash line with whatever's left over. Because, you know, you want it there too. Then patting it in kind of evens it out as well. That's another thing besides smoothing it. Some people talk about not pulling on the skin. Can I tell you something? Yeah, you shouldn't pull on the skin too much, but that is not what causes wrinkling. What causes wrinkling is aging or putting your skin in a position and leaving it there for a long time. That's why it's good to sleep on a satin pillow or a silk pillowcase. Because if you do that over and over and over, you're going to build that crease. As you age, your body just has less fluid retention, and you can use all the concealer you want, and what you're going to have is a very bright looking wrinkle. There's fillers that you can use, but honestly, I have not found any one filler short of Botox, if you want to do that. And if you do, that's up to you. That will really truly fill a wrinkle. So anyway, so I'm going to get started. I have my little brush set here in a little crystal cup, and they're mostly Sigma. I think they're almost all Sigma or IT Cosmetics brushes, but I will call them out to you. So first and foremost, I got my primer. I must need more coffee. Hold on. Y'all doing all right? I didn't choke. I love it when I don't choke now. Okay. Oh, also, the second thing that I'm going to show you is I got the Benefit KABROW. And this is a brow liner. It's a gel brow liner. And I haven't used that but a couple of times. So this will be interesting to me to see if I like this. But I have to say, Benefit wins on packaging for fun. I love classy packaging like Chanel and Guerlain or Dior, or, you know, all the high-end people who have just really nice looking packaging because they're very high-end. And typically all high-end and medium, like Clinique and Elizabeth Arden and Estee Lauder and all those that are headed to the really high-end, like Chanel or whatever. They all have nice packaging that's typically meant to be elegant. But Benefit and Too Faced, as y'all know, I've given away Too Faced palettes, and they have little palaces with the product.